WPPI. I use the Profoto B2 system at every single wedding I photographed. This is at Eastern State Penitentiary, and I was able to photograph her with this system. On this shot, I used the Profoto 2-foot octa, but I had the grid on top of it to narrow in the light so that it just focused more on the top of her. I think it has a 50-degree spread. And then with this shot, I was able to use a backlight, rim her out with it, and use a Profoto 2-foot octa to hit her face. So it's really nice to be able to see what you're going to get with the modeling light before you actually take the photo. So I was able to pre-visualize this by turning on the modeling light so that I could see that they were being lit properly. And there's another situation, same sort of thing. I think that was a bare bulb in there. I had no room for any other modifier. I'm going to bring up Leslie. She's going to help model for me. If there's anything that you could do to do better lighting at a wedding, it is getting a lighting assistant. This is about the distance that I use this light at. So I have the lighting assistant holding the light at this distance, and they're walking backwards as I'm walking. I'm using TTL, and this is the result that you get with TTL. It's very natural looking. It was a cloudy day, and it almost gives kind of like a sunny look to the day. 90% of what I do can be explained in 2 sentences. 2-foot octa, B2, as close as possible, right out of frame. And that's the result you get day in, day out. And using the TTL system, it's able to balance it with the rest of the scene and really create a beautiful result. And then this is something that I've been doing at a lot of weddings. It's actually a super simple way to light groomsmen pictures. This is only using one light. You just kind of light it from the side, and then that's basically by shining the light through the smoke. That's the light. That's the look that you get with that photo. So here's a photo with the groom, same lighting setup. This was shot with a snoot. It just narrows in the light, much like the grid does, but the grid packs a little bit smaller. This photograph was again with a 2-foot octa. The beautiful thing is with just a flash at night, you don't get this light, so it's really hard to focus. And one of the biggest unexpected benefits of using the Profoto B2 was the ability to photograph couples all the time at night. And I turned this all the way down to number 2, which is the lowest setting for these photographs, and that allows me to shoot at 1.4 and get the lights in focus. With this shot, I was actually hand holding it myself. I put the B2 on my hold fast system, so it's right here, and I just walk backwards with a 35mm lens, and then I can kind of move it around on the subject like that. This is something else that I've been doing lately that I really love. Profoto has something called the Magnum, which focuses in the light, which takes the effective power of the Profoto B2 from 250 to 500 watt seconds. It really isn't changing anything other than focusing in the light, but by focusing in the light, you're going from the equivalent of 250 watt seconds up to 500 watt seconds. So I get this look where they're, getting hit with all the light, and it's kind of falling off onto the guests. I had a lighting assistant holding up the Profoto Magnum really high in the air, probably about 8 or 9 feet in the air, pointing down so that it only hit the wedding guests and the wedding party. Same sort of lighting setup here, where it was very high light. My lighting assistant was holding the 2-foot octa up probably 9 feet in the air on the Manfrotto Nano. And that allows the background to kind of fade into the back. This was, again, shot during, probably around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. at night. So it was starting to get dark in November, but it wasn't completely dark. And it gives a very stylized look that I think fits the personality of my clients. So lately I've been trying out the Magnum a lot. So this was shot with the Magnum. And this is everyone's favorite image, so I'll keep it up there for a little bit. So this was shot actually with a different lighting setup. It's just the 2x3 softbox, the OCF 2x3. And then to light the background, I again used the Magnum which just provides a real nice white, bright light behind him. I'm gonna show you how to do this. So this is something that I plan to do on wedding days with the bride. It literally takes only 5 minutes. I would come out a little bit more and spray right up. So you see there's 2 different color temperatures. I'm using the gel system for the Profoto B2 and the barn doors to give that old Hollywood look. So this is what the system that I'm gonna bring along for the wedding day. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? But these are the results that you get. Here's another shot using that same setup. And I've been amazed what I've been able to do with only one light.